Good morning. I, Mukul Gupta of Vastukala Academy, College of Architecture, welcome you to the presentation of my thesis project of a medical institute, completed under the guidance of Dr. Amit Hajela. The project aims to tackle the issue of poor healthcare infrastructure and lack of medical professionals in the country by designing a medical institution which consists of a college, housing, and a teaching hospital. Location Kurukshetra, Haryana. Site area 1,01,710 meters square. FAR 150 with no height restrictions and 25% ground coverage. Today, India has one of the highest numbers of medical colleges in a country with a total count of 499 medical institutes, out of which 245 are government owned and 254 are privately owned. Currently, with an annual admission capacity of more than 70,000 MBBS students and almost 35,000 postgraduate students per year, according to the annual report 2018-19 of Ministry of Health. According to WHO, a country should have one doctor for every 1,000 people, whereas in India, that count is as low as half of the standard required rate, that is zero point 0.5 for every 1,000 people. Also, the WHO states that a country should have 5 beds available for every 1,000 people, whereas in India, the count is extremely low to 5 beds for every 10,000 people. Aim is to increase the number of medical institutions in India to improve the medical facilities of the nation by designing a medical college of annual intake 100 supported with a 500 bedded hospital. Currently, Haryana ranks at number 12 in India with a healthcare performance index at 53.51 points. It has an infant mortality rate of 33 per thousand births. Haryana's healthcare infrastructure is mostly concentrated in its urban cities such as Gurugram, Faridabad, and Chandigarh. Other rural areas of the state have worse situations and poorer healthcare infrastructure. The district of Kurukshetra, with a population of 9.6 lakh people, according to 2011 census, is served by just one government hospital with a total strength of 100 beds only. There are several private hospitals and clinics available, but not sufficient to cater the existing population. The district is highly underserved in terms of medical facilities. Also, there is no medical college in or around the district to serve these hospitals. The doctors working here are majorly from other districts of the state or other states. People of the town prefer traveling to Chandigarh or Delhi for their healthcare rather than visiting local hospitals. Amongst various plots marked for medical institutions in the master plan, the site is chosen near a green belt region for better environment around the site. The closest Tier 1 city to the site is Delhi and Tier 2 is Chandigarh. The site has airport, railway station, bus stand and a state highway in its close proximity. Other famous landmarks around the site are Brahm Sarovar, Kurukshetra University, NIT Kurukshetra and Gurukul. Kurukshetra is a city popular for its universities. A lot of students travel from different parts of the country and abroad to come and study in this city. People of the city seek jobs and growth opportunities in cities like Chandigarh and Delhi. There are no medical institutes in or around the district. The site is situated midway Delhi Chandigarh route and can become a relief point for accidental cases. Current population of the city will not ensure future expansion of the project. It will rely on influx and future urbanization of the city. The weather of Kurukshetra is of composite type with a maximum temperature of 40 to 45 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 6 to 10 degrees Celsius and experiences a maximum rainfall of 240 mm in the month of August. The site, currently used as an agricultural land, is surrounded by residential areas along two sides and agricultural land along the other two. There is a famous historical temple under ASI, locally known as Karanka Tila, just behind the site. The west side of the site is part of the Green Belt as per the Master Plan Development Scheme. A medical institute is a campus designed for a medical college, facilitated with an auditorium, accommodations for students, faculty, and staff, along with a teaching hospital. I have limited my scope of work to master plan of the campus and detailed design of the hospital. The institute is developed in two phases. For phase 1, annual admission of 50 students is allowed and a supporting hospital of capacity of 350 beds is required. After inspection, phase 2 is allowed where the college is permitted an annual intake of 100 students and supporting hospital of 500 bed. Hostels are constructed for 192 students in phase 1 and another 192 students in phase 2. College is designed to accommodate 100 students per batch, but starts off with a batch of 50. After an inspection only, the college is allowed to increase its intake. There are a total of 23 teaching departments, and the college building is internally linked to an auditorium with a 600 seating capacity. Various types of accommodations are provided on campus, like for students, interns, residents, teaching and non teaching members, nurses, staff members, and visitors. Hostels for students and interns will be increased in phase 2 after approval of increase in annual intake. I started off my design with site zoning and circulation path to achieve the best possible functionality. The hospital, being the public zone of the site, was placed near the front road for easy accessibility and servicing. The college, being the semi-public zone, was made accessible from the side road, and the housing was located on the rear side of the plot for its privacy. In my first attempt, keeping the future expansion in mind, I had planned different building for phase 1 construction and phase 2 construction. Hostels were placed close to college and other accommodations were made accessible from the hospital. This resulted in a very widespread housing areas with improper land utilization. So I included my housing to be high-rise with a wing as a part of phase 2 construction wherever required. I also secured 6% of the plot area for unplanned future expansions, but there were not enough spaces for hospitals or the college. Also, 2 separate blocks for hospitals were not functional. Based on discussions and readings, a new housing typology was added for visitors from the hospital to stay in. A new build form for the hospital was also proposed. After several attempts and rationalization, the final master plan was achieved. A monolithic building was proposed for the hospital with a future expansion wing. The college and auditorium were placed close to each other for internal connectivity. As per the zoning, the hospital was made accessible from the front road and the college was accessible from the side road. All 4 entrances led to 4 different housing typologies. The hospital is my point of focus of the project. A hospital can be majorly distributed in 2 parts, the IPD and the OPD, supported by other departments like emergency, ICU, OT, etc., and service departments like imaging, pathology, laundry, etc. The clinical departments are classified into 3 parts. First, medicine and allied specialties. It consists of general medicine, pediatrics, tuberculosis and respiratory diseases, dermatology, venerology and leprosy, and psychiatry. Second is surgery and allied specialties. It consists of general surgery, department of orthopedics, department of ophthalmology, and otorhinolaryngology. And third is obstetrics and gynecology. There are certain services associated with the hospital like laundry, dietary, CSSD, pathology, mortuary, pharmacy, and other managerial services. My build form for hospital is functionally based and took me a few attempts. According to the zoning, a building mass was created. One of the edge was shifted in for better connectivity with the service block. Central link was tilted to suit area requirements of different wings. Build form was tilted to avoid eastern sun in summers and welcome sunlight in winters. Build form was extended to adjust course and movement flow. Future extension block of 150 beds was then added. The 3 major users of the hospital, the visitors, the medical staff, and the services have their defined movement paths. Where visitor and medical staff have overlapping paths, service movement was kept away from the other departments. The horizontal and vertical zoning of various departments was done on the basis of their dependency on each other. Segregation of various user movements in the hospital was a primary task, and their vertical movement was also controlled and focused to respective cores. The total built up came out to be 34,877 square meters, with 36% of the space under circulation, core, and waiting areas. The hospital is divided in 7 wings: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, where wings A to E are used for various nursing units, wing F is for servicing departments, and wing G is kept for future expansion. The admission, emergency, and imaging department are planned on ground floor for easy and immediate access for everyone. Dietary department is also planned on ground floor for it experiences heavy loading and unloading on a daily basis. The OPD, labor delivery rooms, and NICU are planned to be on the first floor to minimize vertical movements for the patients. The mother and child care departments like gynecology, obstetrics, and pediatrics are kept together on second floor, supported by ICU department, pathology lab, and laundry services. From third floor onwards, the floor is zoned in two parts: wing A and B for medicine and allied specialties, and wing C, D, E for surgical and allied specialties, with general medicine and dermatology as part of the former, and general surgery, ENT, and ophthalmology as part of the latter. Similar to previous floor, a general medicine ward and a psychiatry ward are planned in wing A and B respectively. General surgery ward and orthopedic wards in wing C, D, and E, supported with administration, and central sterile supply department in wing F. Similarly, we have general medicine and tuberculosis wards in wing A and B, and general surgery ward in wing C. Being the top floor, operation theatres are planned here for easy servicing and privacy. Sufficient parking spaces have been provided for the hospital, including both surface parking and basement parking. Provision of a multi-level car parking is also given in case of further requirement. There are two types of cores: public and service. Service cores are used for vertical movement between different departments. Clean and dirty lifts are provided to maintain the sterility of equipments and people. Toilets are placed strategically on all floors in a single profile to avoid piping complications. Also, almost all shafts open up to an external wall. The facade is mainly made of glass panels. Solid panels are provided depending on the room utilization to suit its functionality. Also, density of solid panels varies along different cardinal directions. A false facade is also provided to avoid glare. It also creates interesting shadow play throughout the day inside the wards. The HVAC system is one very critical service in most parts of the hospital. It has to be designed so as to avoid cross-contamination from one ward to another. Each department has its own AHU to avoid mixing of air. The HVAC used would be chilled water system for maximum efficiency. Fire staircases are designed within a 60-meter movement radius and have access to natural light. Sprinklers will be provided in all areas, and FHC shafts are also installed in each core. A new STP at site is not required, as there is a large one within close proximity of the site which is used by the Kurukshetra University and also caters partially to the city needs as well. The STP is designed to handle future expansion of the university and the city, hence can also be utilized for my project.